How's it going, New World? Sethphir here, and today we are back with some patch notes. This is going to be New World Update 111, 1.1.1, and hopefully it will have some nice goodies in it because we need them, let's be honest. So let's go ahead and take a look here and see what is going on. I like this little screenshot here, definitely not too shabby. But it looks like the update will be released tonight at 11 p.m. PT, which I believe is 2 in the morning Eastern time. So that's going to be on November 30th, so definitely come in here really shortly. So not a lot of time there to prepare for this one as it will be rolling out pretty much ASAP. Let's go ahead and dive in and see what they have to say. This week's update is focused on resolving some of the issues that have arisen for our November update. Our development team is continually working on improving the New World experience, and thank you all for the patience and reports that you continue to make on the official forums. A full list of changes and fixes can be found below. And it looks like we have motes from elemental enemies. Found an issue causing a large number of motes to drop from the elemental enemies. Yeah, we were seeing motes of like 120, 140 being dropped from the bears, the deer, and the wolves. And I guess that was a little bit more than intended. They also removed elemental motes as rewards from gathering creatures and reduced the amount of other resources acquired from them to account for the number of them in the world and the frequency at which they spawned. The original intent with these creatures would make them challenging and infrequent encounters in the world. The way we used them in the practice resulted in them becoming less dangerous and more frequent, which caused an imbalance in the amount of resources they provided compared to the primary sources such as elemental plants and stones. Okay, so they've removed elemental motes as rewards from gathering creatures, so you can no longer do that anymore. You just get, I guess, more lodestone and wood. That's going to be an interesting one to see. So that means that getting motes and essence and quints will be a lot more difficult now. There's already a lot in the market, so I don't think too much will change. But as time goes on in the future, as these resources start being burned, you will probably see an increase in the price of these items because they're going to be consumed for keys and crafts and all kinds of other things. So now that they're harder to get, you can't really get those. You're gonna have to rely to picking up like the little gatherable animals like the snail and the fire salamander and things like that, and also just regular motes out in the wild. So the times of free motes or a lot of plentiful motes is probably come to an end. So that'll be interesting to see how that impacts the economy. So next we have the missing horticulture gear. What does that even mean? In our last update, we made a mistake that treated all tiers of the in-game horticulture harvesting gear as future content. Unintentionally removed them from the game, and we apologize as a bug. It has caused you to lose some items that you rightfully earned. If you have lost and acquired a piece of harvester armor, you should have earned a rewards chest in your inventory after this update. The reward chest contains the horticulture armor provided at the highest tier? Okay, interesting. You personally have acquired in the past for any piece of harvester tier set. Wait, so like if you got a tier 5, you're gonna get a max value tier 5 or gear score? This is gonna be weird. I'm really interested to see how this comes out tomorrow. Like you're gonna open up this box and you're gonna be like, how do you know if you got the right piece of gear at what level? And this is gonna be wild. Anyways, going on, it's gonna be say they are also rolling at maximum gear score for the tier. Okay, that answers that question, and will be usable at any level to ensure that you can equip them. These items are marked as bind on equip like any harvester piece you would encounter normally, and if you open up the chest, it provides 5 items and it lists out those items there. So everyone's gonna have max harvesting gear. I mean, it's not like it's too difficult to get 5% gear harvesting at this point, so it probably won't change anything in the grand scheme of things, and that being that wire fiber is not particularly in high demand, neither is Phoenix Weave. That's probably won't be too big of a deal. So it looks like they go down here and further talk about housing. So they re-enable trading, moving, and salvaging of furnishing and housing items. It's about time. I've been stuck with some trophies in my inventory, burning a hole in my pocket. I've been wanting to make them and craft them, but unfortunately I don't have 200 furnishing yet, so I need to rely on somebody else to do that. So now I'll finally be able to trade those trophies and get those things made. So that's definitely great news for everybody. I would expect the price of trophies to go up. Just in my opinion, now that people can trade them finally and make something with them, I would see that cost go up a little bit. Next, we have crafting. So they fixed a bug where the jewel crafting recipes were not getting enough trade skill XP. And recently, they lowered the amount of trade skill XP by lowered tier items when a player reaches a new tier of the crafting basis per skill. To use metal as an example, when a player unlocks steel recipes, they earn less from crafting iron recipes. We did this to emphasize crafting higher tier items as you progress through the trade skills, and also to improve the value of higher tiered materials. Our intention behind this change is to reward players for crafting higher tiered items as they progress through the ranks of each trade skill. Before this change, we found players were spending too much time crafting low tier items as opposed to pushing their crafting skill up for crafting items that they may actually use at the current level. Okay, I like the mindset behind that, but I think the reason why people were making them was because they're all kind of useless anyways. Like, no one was leveling up while pushing their profession at the same time. It's something you do after, kind of. And I don't know if that's going to change, to be honest. I think it will be weird to see that because people just wanted to make whatever was the most cost efficient for XP, right? That's all people care about at the end of the day. That leveling gap from where you go from 1 to 60 and like craft your own armor, that's a fable, right? Like, no one, I mean, maybe someone does that, but I don't think a lot of people do that. I think people generally just pick up the stuff that they find, and then they level up their stuff afterwards, right? That's because the amount of resources you require to level up these things is crazily, like, astronomically high. There's no way you would be able to, like, keep up pace with your leveling while leveling a trade skill. So that's a little odd. I like the intention behind the design. Like, yeah, you do want to craft what you want to use, but it just seems a little awkward to me. So going into the next one, trading. So found an issue where players were not able to fill buy orders from local storage sheds. Okay, that's a little weird. I didn't know about that one, so that's definitely really interesting here. Oh, here's some good stuff. Servers, technical groundwork for server merges, and war performance enhancements. So war performance enhancements is nice. We do see a lot of people like rubber banding all over the place and some issues with that. I'm glad that that's being worked on and fixed on, but it definitely needs to be a little bit better. Hopefully this will change all that and fix that. And the groundwork for server merges, I know that a lot of you out there on small pop servers, you know, I tried to say it before, get on a high pop server because we knew this was coming, right? Like, we know how it is in all MMOs, but being on a high pop server means the longevity of the server. So some of these small servers are seeing a lot of problems because maybe there's 100, 200 people on them, maybe even less than 500, and it's hard to get stuff done, right? Like, the server kind of moves as a giant cog with the corrupted attacking you and it requiring so many people to do these high level areas, so it's going to be really hard to find those people on those small servers. So that's good that they're going to be merging some of those up. If you are on a server that is targeted for merging, let me know how that goes. I'm interested to see what server you get migrated into and how that process is handled, how it's going to work with like who owns what town, and all of a sudden these new players being introduced into economy. I'm really curious to see how that all lays out. So definitely comment down below and let me know like population size of your server actually, and if you feel like it's very like there's a lot of people, a little bit of people, or if your server's target for that migration, let me know what's going on with that. So next we have a few other things, general bug fixes. Hopefully there's some good ones here. Void Gauntlet fixed to Oblivion not going into cooldown if a player swapped weapons during the startup. Okay, that's definitely a good change because that was a little wonky. Void Gauntlet fixed consumable status effects from being cleansed by Oblivion. Yes, thank you. Oblivion was removing food buffs before, so it actually made it irrelevant for anybody to use like the 40 Constitution food or even the 40 Strength food or whatever it was. It would just simply get erased when somebody used Oblivion with the perk. So that was terrible, but now we have that. We will have 40 stats more available to us, and we'll be able to plan around that. So that's definitely a nice change there. I'm glad that is fixed. Fixed an issue causing jewel crafting to not award the appropriate amounts of XP for high tier crafts. Okay, decent. And fixed an issue preventing players from earning the lumberjack achievement. What? Who? Care. Okay, weird. Interesting. Thanks for your support. We'll see you in the tournament. That last one, that one cracks me up. Like, okay, we got some other issues we need to see fixed. So that was 1.1.1. I'm hoping 1.1.2, which will come out in the December update, will be a bit better. Like, honestly, Amazon right now, we need things. Like, we need mutated dungeons, we need some raids, we need some ranked PvP ladders with, like, small scale, like, you know, 2v2, 5v5, something like that, that everybody can participate in besides just wars. There's definitely a lot of stuff on the list. I'm sure that Amazon is working hard towards that, but those are some of the things that we definitely need in the game right now. I'm curious your guys' thoughts. What do you think that they should add in with the December content patch, or even coming in the January content patch? Because I know there's a lot of things on people's minds right now. So please comment and share down below. What do you feel should be in the game right now? What should be worked on? What should be the priority? Like what should we be aiming towards? Because personally, I'm starting to think that you know, those mutated dungeons, they're sounding really nice. And of course, a ranked arena ladder, maybe it's 2v2, 3 versus 3, 5 versus 5, whatever that may be, sounds phenomenal right now. And that would definitely keep people going for a long time to come. So hopefully some rollout along those lines is coming up in the future. But until then, I guess we'll wait and see what happens. All right, thanks for your time, everyone. We have the subscribe button down below, the like button, and make sure you hit the bell. We also have the join button if you wish to become a member today, and a Discord in the description link. I will also add the link to the patch notes here if you want to read them for yourself in the description down below. So make sure to check that out. And as always, thank you for watching, and we will catch you in the next video.